guys, it's your girl B. I'm back in the building and I'm definitely here to stay. If it's your first time seeing this beautiful face, welcome. Don't be afraid to press that little red button and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't followed me on all my socials, please do that. On Instagram as Basi_Mube and on Twitter at Siaching_MM. Hey guys, just to do a little intro of this video. So basically this is like what, my third sit down video, and yeah, I'm still a little bit shy to do sit down videos, but I thought, hey, why not? So I've been getting a lot of requests and DMs and private messages to actually do a top tips or tips for preparing for finals. So I figured, let me start with MATRIC top tips. Personally, if you're in grade 11, grade 10, varsity, you can literally use the same tips because this is what I use still, and this is what I used when I was in high school, which was, what, 2019, right? So just a disclaimer, we are all not the same, we don't study the same, so what worked for me might not work for you. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video and you guys take as much information from this video as much as possible. Please do share it with your friends and share it with anybody who needs. Yeah, and subscribe to my channel while you're at it. So let's get into it. Okay, so my first tip for you guys is to wake up early. So yeah, this is actually my most important tip actually. Because when you wake up early, I feel like you can just get so much done during the day. So personally for me in high school, I used to wake up at 5 a.m. Right now, I wake up either at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Depending on how I feel, but latest is around 6 a.m. This is when I know that I have a hectic day on campus. So yeah, so my advice to you guys is wake up early. You'll be able to use your time more efficiently, and you can structure your day the day before, like properly, on what you want to do tomorrow, what you need to get done, and you will actually see yourself get those things done, you know. And I know for MATRICS you have a 1 to 3 weeks period just before your exams called study leave. This is like really this is a very important period because this is the time that you're supposed to be using very wisely and efficiently. I know sometimes you get tired, like weekends especially, and especially during this study leave, you feel like, damn, I'm at home, I can chill, I can wake up at 12 or at 1 p.m. But don't, like, try by all means not to. Ask your parents, ask your siblings, ask whoever is around at home to actually help you out with waking you up early, at least let's say 7 a.m. latest. I know sometimes 5 a.m. isn't practical. I don't know, I was just, yeah, but as early as you can, just wake up at that time. Either go to gym, have a good breakfast, or just have a good morning, you know, romanticize your morning. And then from there you can just start on with preparing for your finals. Yeah. Okay, so my second tip is study notes, right? So basically for me, I'm a learner who likes to write. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, I like to write, and from there I like to say what I wrote. And I like my notes looking very colorful, and I like my notes looking very nice. I'll actually put a picture of how my notes look and you'll see what I mean. The reason I do that, it just works for me. That's something that works for me, and it's something that I love it when my notes look so pretty because they make me want to read it, right? So no matter how you write your notes, or if you use pencils, use pen, whatever, but it's so important to have study notes because when you start preparing later on in the year, or when you start doing the past papers, you can actually look back on what is this, you know what I mean, and you can use your study notes for that. The more clearer and more practical they are, the better, you know. So once you've done writing your study notes, you can actually reread them out loud. That's what I do. I reread them out loud. It just helps me understand the concept even more because I feel like I'm actually teaching someone or teaching myself. So yeah, that is tip. Okay, so my third study tip for you guys is past papers. Past papers. I feel like past papers are so important. Like, you can't go writing your final exam without have done at least 2-3 past papers. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so for matrix, when I was in matric, there was an app that I used. I will put it somewhere on my screen, and I'll put you guys how it looks. I'll show you guys how it looks. So I think it is available on both the App Store and Play Store. I think it's called App Store. I get it. But anyways, yeah, it's available. I think it's available on both. So I had the mathematics one, I had the physical sciences one, and I had a geography one. I had an English one too. I think there's also an off-cons one. And then for other past papers for my other subjects, I just looked like online, obviously, and I downloaded those. So I think it's so important to get the past paper and the memo. So at least like 3 to 4 days before your exam, start working on past papers. I think they're so important. And this is where your study notes come also hand in hand. So while you're working, maybe the first 2 days before your exam, you start working with your study notes and the past paper, and then the 2 last days before exam, you start working on the past paper on its own, and you time yourself. So if the paper is about 3 hours, you time yourself for 3 hours and see if you can finish the paper, if you see what you answered right or wrong, and you see what you have to improve on what and etc. Another advice is that not only should you look at DBE past papers, but also looking at IEB past papers. So if you're doing IEB, look at DBE and IEB. If you're doing DBE, look at IEB and DBE. So no matter what curriculum you fall under, look under both curriculums to see the questioning. Because you find it very weird sometimes when DBE will use some questions from IEB past papers. It happens, trust me. So yeah, past papers are so important. The app that I was speaking about includes solutions and steps, so it's very important for you guys to understand, especially with like science subjects like the mathematics, physical sciences, life sciences. So yeah, past papers. Okay, so my fourth tip is to get enough sleep the day before the exam. Let's say 6 to 7 hours of sleep. Sometimes 5 to 6. I know sometimes 7 hours is impractical, but get enough sleep as you can before the exam. This is because your brain actually has to rest and remember the information that you have studied and that you've prepared. So if you're not sleeping when you're writing the exam, you're going to be tired, you're going to be falling asleep. You don't want that. You want to get there early and very, just like, feeling good, So if you sleep early, that will happen. You will feel good. Another thing is, Okay, guys, and then my fifth tip for you guys is to talk to the smart kids. Talk to the kids that are in your class are getting 90s, are getting 100%, are getting 80s. I promise they can't be mean. Like, I hope they're not mean. Like, there's no way they can be mean, So talk to those students, ask them what they do, ask them for their tips. If you don't understand a certain a certain topic in that subject, ask them to help you out, you know what I mean? Another thing is to form study groups. I like to keep my study groups very small, so maybe like 3 to 4 people. It works for me. The less people there are, the better, just communication wise. But if you prefer a large study group, go for it, you know what I mean? But yeah, speak to those smart kids, ask them, hey, Booty, I need your help, and this doesn't make sense, this makes sense. Also, while we're at it, speak to your teachers, your lecturers, your tutors. Speak to them, ask them to help. The teachers will not shun you. They won't turn you back. Do you know what I mean? They're there for you guys. They're there for questions. They're there to make you guys understand. So ask them to help you. Go for extra classes. So when I was in matric, I used to attend goodluck. So I had classes Monday to Monday, basically. So I had Saturday school, Friday afternoon, Saturday morning to Saturday afternoon, and Sunday morning to Sunday afternoon. So that for me worked, and I didn't even have to form that many study groups because the people that I was with at goodluck, I studied with them well, and we did past papers and etc. there. So if you have options to go to Saturday schools, do that. Yeah. guys, but talk to them smart kids. They got your back. They will help you. They have to help you. They can't be me. They're not me. I promise you. So ask them, and yeah, that is my fifth tip. Okay, my sixth tip for you guys is that you need to try to arrive early on the day of your exam. I know that's not a study tip, but it kind of does work. When you arrive early, you avoid anything from happening, your traffic, accidents, God forbid. Anything can happen in the morning, but if you stretch your time wisely and you try to get there at least an hour or two before the exam, you can help calm your nerves, you can calm down, you can, you can look through your notes if you want to. I personally try to avoid looking through my notes in the morning, like over minutes before my exam, because yeah, I don't want to confuse myself. So for me personally, I wouldn't go through my notes, but some people do. But yeah, arriving early is top tier. Okay guys, and then my last tip, my seventh tip, my last most important tip is your mental health. So I just think your mental health is the most important. It should have been tip number one, but I saved the best for last. So it's very important for you to take care of yourself. It's very important for you to regularly do self-care and regularly, take a day off, read a book, go out for a walk, take breaks. It's very important to take care of yourself. You don't want to see yourself being so stressed to the point that you can't actually study, or you don't want to have a burnout. You don't want to study too much. You don't want to overstudy. You don't want to get tired by the time you actually start your exams. And also remember that your best is your best. If your best is 60%, then that's your best. Go for it. If your best is 90%, hey bro, well done to you. Go for that 90% too. But if you go and you write an exam and you come back home feeling like, damn, I knew my work, but I didn't. That paper just hit me like in Shahid, like it didn't go well for me. It's okay, take a little few minutes off, an hour or two, self-care, take a hot bath, bubble bath bombs, don't light your candle, read the Bible if you are religious or Christian. But yeah, for me personally, I wish I did that more when I was in MATRIC and last year. I'm doing that more this year, but I wish I did that more a lot last year. So it's very important for you guys to take care of yourself, to just take a break. Take a break. As I said, you don't want to get a burnout. So yeah, and